Wake up, Canada. UFO, unidentified flying object. We know they exist, they are real, burgeoning, and not going away. But what exactly are they? One thing is for sure, we could narrow it down to at least two contestants. There are ancient paintings on cave walls and artifacts which date back to God knows how long, depicting flying aircrafts which would have been impossible based on Darwin's theory of evolution for so-called primitive human beings to have thought up of, let alone manufactured with their ancient knowledge and technology. So what in the world were they portraying in these images? Fast forward to the present time. The year is 2015, and there are basically new sightings every single day all around the world. These anomalies tend to show up moving through our skies, performing unexplainable maneuvers at extremely fast speeds, leaving witnesses dumbfounded and utterly confused to what they just witnessed. Here in North America, those who call themselves our leaders and string pullers in the mainstream media for many years have been claiming those of us who say we have seen unidentified flying objects flying around in our skies are just seeing swamp gas or the aurora borealis, or that they are crackpots and just mad druggies who are hallucinating on some hardcore drug. Come on guys, wake up. Too many people are seeing objects in the skies other than planes, helicopters, drones, meteorites, and swamp gas, or the aurora borealis. Really? So why? Why is something so obvious being ridiculously covered up? If the UFO thing is not strange enough, what I find even stranger is the government and those who control everything which goes on in our lives. The way they deal with the whole situation is just creepy, causing one to think how and why on earth for so many years, at least since the 50s, have they been covering this phenomenon up. My opinion is, anything is possible. For all I know is it could be extraterrestrials from another dimension or planet, or it could just simply be government's very own futuristic aircrafts they just don't want you to know about. Heck, I would be ignorant if I was to say it isn't even both. I also know I'd be lying to myself and you guys if I said that these things do not exist, because I myself, on definitely more than one occasion, have witnessed these crafts or lights, whatever you want to call them, just appearing and disappearing, literally just out of thin air. Many times I've seen more than one craft or light show up, come in, for example, from the east, just appear out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden disappear into the west, and maybe 5 minutes later reappear coming towards the east and disappear. It's exact same thing I've seen the opposite way, appearing going north and then disappearing and then reappearing going south, like in and out, like very, very strange. But there is one experience that I will never forget. It's just literally blew my mind, and it was very weird. It was like the universe was talking back to me. Anyways, it was a summer night, maybe of 2014, maybe end of June, beginning of July, and I was just relaxing, hanging out in my backyard on my patio, and which is something I try to do every night in the summer because here in Canada it gets extremely cold in the wintertime, and it's just like you have to catch up for all the days that you missed from hibernating and staying sheltered indoors for these beautiful summer nights. Anyway, so I was just relaxing, hanging out by myself, drinking a green tea or a coffee. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not alcohol or any type of hallucinogen. And I was going through some personal tough times, nothing too bad, but just stressful times. And I'm not a very religious person, but I am spiritual, and I was just speaking to the universe or God. I was saying, God, please show me the way. Just help me through these times. Help me or let me figure out what it is I should do or can do, or give me the strength to use my full potential and just all the things I could say when when going through tough times. And as I'm looking at the stars, and I can see them, they're stars, clear night, somewhere in between where the height of what a regular plane would fly at, and maybe the lowest an helicopter would hover over the city, somewhere in between that height, this light just came out of nowhere, like a lantern, just like slowly lit to a very, very, very bright maximum. And then once it hit that, the brightest it got, I guess, it started slowly dimming out as it moved through the sky. And it just, at that exact moment, it's just, to me, it said, first thought that came to my mind is, we hear you, or I hear you, or whatever it is. It like talked to me just by appearing out of nowhere. And it let me, and it confirmed for me that there is definitely, whether it's God or a spiritual realm or some kind of alternate reality that we just cannot see, maybe in the realm of, spirits and all that jazz. I know something's going on. That's why I can't urge you guys enough to sometimes take a break from these hectic lives that we live and take in some relaxing moments for yourself. Whether it's 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, just sit back, lay back. If you don't have patio furniture or some kind of couch to lay on, I suggest you go get one for like 50 or 60 bucks, whatever it may be, to just lounge on sometimes, whether it's by yourself or some friends, and just kick back and take in the beauty of this earth, the wonders and amazement, especially if you're from somewhere like where I'm from, in Canada. It's very cloudy a lot of the time, so take advantage of clear skies, summer night skies, and just stargaze for a bit. Just think about your life and what you can do to help yourself, those around you, what you might want to change about yourself, to better yourself. I don't want to sound like a preacher or anything, but that's just, it helps and it feels good, at least for me. And you never know, maybe you'll see something for yourself, but all I can say is maybe that's one of the reasons why a lot of people also bash the UFO thing, because they themselves just can't believe it, or they don't want to believe it, or they just never even take the time to look up themselves to see, because it's there. And I know if I can see these things, you can too. But I think the more important part is to respect nature and this earth and just the amazement of it. How we're floating around in space, in this bubble that we call Earth, and just the harsh weather of space is just, we're protected by our atmosphere, stratosphere, troposphere, whatever you gotta call it. All of them together just keeping us in here, and all the amazing stuff on this planet. Though a lot of it is just being covered by this evil, but we still have a beauty and amazement. And I highly recommend you take time to appreciate it and appreciate yourselves. Whatever it may be, you as a taxpayer should be told the truth by those we pay huge chunks of our earnings to. And I ask for my fellow citizens to unite and just add this to one of the topics to the list to further look into, because those who bring you your entertainment are the same ones who build the response mechanisms in you all to quickly dismiss this subject as crackpot talk and quickly move on to whatever other conversations or activities you are caught up in, and not even question why there are so many random military ships flying, zipping around our skies without any explanation other than their natural orbs formed by the earth from electricity or something like that. I think it's time we talk about it. Let's look it up, and let's wake up.